Hello students. Today we will discuss the next topic of chapter sets. It is exercise 1.2. In the previous video we learned about set, what is a set. So I hope everybody is clear with the concept now, that a well defined collection. It should be a collection first of all, and the collection should be well defined means whatever elements you are writing in the collection, each and every element should possess the same property, right? So now let us move to the next topic here. We will be learning few types of sets here. The first set that I will take, let me take one simple example. I am writing a set A such that all x I am writing, where x is a natural number, right, and x is less than 1. That means I want to write down all the natural numbers which are less than 1. What will happen? We don't have any natural number less than 1 because the natural numbers start with 1. So when I going to write the elements in the roster form, there will be no element here. I will not be able to write anything inside these curly braces. That means there is nothing. Nothing means this is empty set, right? So the set is here empty. So this is the first type of set that we will discuss, empty set. Empty set, it can be named as the null set also, right? And it is also called void set. So there are three names for the set: empty set, null set means nothing is there, or void set. And if I write down the definition, we will write down a set is said to be empty set it's said to be empty set if it does not contain anything, if it doesn't contain anything inside it. In simple words, nothing is there inside the set, so the set is empty. And how do we represent the empty set? It is represented by, first I have done in the example itself. If A is the set where x is a natural number less than 1, what we are writing? Nothing inside the curly braces. So we will simply write down the curly braces writing nothing inside it. That means it is empty, right? Or the other method is we will represent it by phi. Either phi or write down the empty curly braces. Don't write phi inside the curly braces, because once I write phi inside the curly braces, it means phi is there inside the curly braces, and then it will no longer be considered as the empty set. So either we will write down the curly braces empty, nothing is there, or phi. So this is how we will represent the natural empty set. Let us take one more example here. There is a boys school. Okay, we have a boys school. Okay, and you are going to the class. I am writing a set. It is x, where x is a girl student of class 11, and let us name this boys school. There is a boys school named as SPS, anything, right? So when I write down x is a girl student of class 11 of SPS school, then what will happen? How many students will be there in the set A, or how many elements will be there in this set A? Since it is a boys school, all will be boys only, no girl can be present, so the set will be considered as empty set, right? Clear? And if we take one more example, let us take example B, all x I want, where x is an integer, right? Or more precisely, if I take x is a natural number, right? X is a natural number. And how we are taking x? It is 5 less than x less than 6. So I want all the natural numbers which are lying between 5 and 6. Is it possible? No. 5 and 6 are two consecutive natural numbers. There doesn't lie anything between 5 and 6 as a natural number. So definitely this is a null set, right? Likewise, we can have many examples here which will explain the concept of empty set or a null set or a void set, right? The next that we will discuss is finite or infinite set. These terms are quite well used terms in the junior classes as well. Finite means where the number can be counted, it's countable. Infinite, it cannot be counted, right? So the set where the elements are finite, the number of elements, set where the number of elements is finite, right? It will be called finite set. Otherwise, it will be called infinite set. And remember, null set will come under finite set because nothing is there. Clear? So that also comes under a finite set only. Null set will not come under infinite set. If I take one simple example, A set, all x, where x is a natural number. X is a natural number. What will happen? Is it a finite set or infinite? How many natural numbers we have? Natural numbers beginning is there 1, but there is no end. So it is infinite set. Right? It is infinite set. Okay. So A, when x is a natural number, infinite set. That means set of real numbers infinite, set of integers infinite, set of rational numbers infinite, and set of, but yes, if I define the beginning and the end of any set, it will become then finite. Let us take one example, B, or I will write down the set or the collection of days of week. Now what will happen? The collection of days of week. How many days are there in a week? 7 days. So it is a finite. Okay. The collection of names of months or the months of the year. Again it is a finite set. And if I ask the collection of or the set of students of SGS, then we know the number of students right now present or students of school, then that also will be considered as finite set, right? So a set where the number of elements is countable or definite number is there is called finite set. Otherwise it will be called infinite set. Clear? And the next part that we will discuss here is equal sets. Equal, the word itself is telling when the two sets will be equal, we will say two sets A and B will be equal sets, if they have exactly same elements. If they have exactly same elements, right? Same elements means the number of elements also should be same, and the elements of A should be the elements of B, and the every element of B should be every element of A. If I take one simple example, A, I am writing here 1, 2, 3 and 4, and B, we are writing here all x is a natural number, right? And x is less than or equal to 4. Now we know that the natural numbers start with 1. So this set, when I write down in the roster form, it will have 1, 2, 3 and 4. Set A is also having 1, 2, 3 and 4. It means A is equal to B. And the sign of equality between these two sets is telling that these two sets are equal. So every element of B is an element of A, and every element of A is an element of B. This is what it means. Clear? Right? And let us take one more example. If we have a set A as all x, where x is a letter of word follow, okay, and B all y, where y is a letter of word wolf. Now, what are the letters in this set A? When I write down the elements in the roster form, we have the letter F, then O, then L and W. Here, what are the letters F, L, O, W? So, both the sets are having the same number of elements, the same elements as well. So, yes, here also A is equal to B. So, this is how we can find the given two sets are equal or not. And with the help of the previous definition, when the set will be empty set, when nothing is there in the set, then the set is called empty set or null set or void set. Remember, it is always represented by empty curly braces or phi, not phi within curly braces. That will be considered wrong. The next, finite or infinite. The set which has definite number of elements will be called finite set, and the set which has not definite number, means the other part of set, will be called infinite set. And the topic that are equal sets, so two sets will be called equal if they have exactly the same elements, right? So these three definitions are there in the next exercise, and the whole exercise is based upon these definitions only. You will be able to do this exercise within minutes only. Let us discuss few sums here. The exercise 1.2 first sum, exercise 1.2 first sum number 1. The first part is set of odd natural numbers divisible by 2, right? Set of odd natural numbers divisible by 2. Now, which odd number is divisible by 2? No. So, what will mean? There is no odd number which is divisible by 2. So, yes, it is a null set, because it is given which of the following are the examples of null set. So, yes, it is a null set. So, likewise, you can do the remaining parts. Second sum, which of the sets are finite or infinite? First is the set of months of a year. Definitely, it is a finite set. Fourth part, if I say the set of positive integers greater than 100, set of all the positive integers greater than 100. How many positive integers are there which are greater than 100? It is infinite, right? So, yes, this part will become then infinite set. This is the second sum, and I think fourth part, okay? Even third sum also same. State whether the set is finite or infinite, you will be able to do. And sum number 4, in the following state whether A equals to B. So if A and B, both the sets are having same elements, same number of elements and same elements, definitely sets will be equal, right? So you can complete your exercise 1.2, and it's very easy topic. Still, if anybody finds any difficulty in the concept or in any sum, you can ask. See, there are actually students who are having the old books. Some small changes will be there in the statements as compared to the new books. It is perfectly okay. Whatever book you are having, whatever statement is given there, you do the sum accordingly in your notebook. Okay, class? Thank you, and complete your exercise 1.2.